Welcome everyone, one and all, to our very chill session of Trials of VinTear, session 33. I'm Mike, your Dungeon Master, and joined with me are my amazing players. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Hi, everybody. Hey, just a reminder, everyone, that this is a pre-recorded episode, so if you're watching this on the Purple app, I don't see you. Sorry, neither of us, any of us don't see you. But you can always join us on our YouTube channel for both our VODs as well as Short Rest, which is a wonderful little breakdown of this exact episode. It's like 10 minutes of a 2-hour session. It's pretty good. I didn't say the names yet, but I'm joined by Steve.
You're muted, dear.
I see the smile.
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to portray across.
Nick.
Hello.
Temple.
Hello.
Titan.
Howdy.
And Ember.
Hey.
Oh boy. Now, this would be part of the stream where I wrote some dumb script that talks about any of the amazing affiliate companies that we've signed up for. But today, we're going to have a simple ad read. Very simple. Nothing too crazy. So earlier in the week, I sat down with my son, who's about 2.5 years old, and I asked him to draw today's dice set from Dakota Irish. I told him that it was supposed to be sharp-edged dice with purple and hollow foil, blue ink numbers, and named Long May He Reign, a clear reference to Mollymock Tea Leaf from Critical Role Campaign 2. Now, I did all this, and it took some time, but eventually, I got this. As you can see, there is purple, there is blue, but he also included some green and just a hint of brown, which I think is just artistic, direction that he decided to take, which I appreciate.
What a savant!
Very much so. You can get these dice only on Dakota Irish by using your link and promo code ArcaneFocusDND to get 10% off. Thank you so much, Dakota Irish, for the discount. This was when Amber was away. I decided to get a drawing quick.
I was gonna say this is the same kid that slapped himself with the washcloth and then yelled "Why?" this morning.
It's multifaceted, this kid. Are you guys ready for a quick recap?
Yes.
Our last session was somewhat, I would say, it wasn't heart pumping. It was a bit, chiller than most. To some. We'll get into that in a bit. We can officially say that the reckoning is outside the city. Yes, no longer within the borders of Outslack at long last. However, not without some quick purchases prior to leaving. Legati with some quick purchases with Legati as he goes to numerous shops. We have a serious heart-to-heart between Phoenix and Arrow. With maybe a quick spar here and there.
A few punches, it's fine.
A quick commission at a blacksmith from Morse, and one more connection and discussion between Diva and her brother before saying goodbye. Visiting the Lumber Association and snagging a press from Gordon Brigsby by some less truthful reasons why you're going to the forest. But regardless, you were able to sway Gordon to provide you with the passes, and informed in a hand-waving motion. We sort of skipped it a little bit. That informing Mitsumina that you were going to meet her on the opposite end of the Broken Mirror Lake. Our party jumps into the Broken Leg. A ship ran by Captain Girth, a half-orc who has such a unique ship, all to Arrow's delight. And finally, we land on the Throne Stone, the Supermax prison island found within the center of the Broken Mirror Lake. And we hear the following words, in which we will get back to our session. By I live and breathe, Mr. Isa. As we turn the camera, as you guys have sort of picked yourself up on the beach side here upon the Throne Stone, and we see a very old yet super decorated peacekeeper that's currently staring down Legati. Legati, you recognize this to be Peacekeeper Jules. Bit of a taller woman, clad in black and brass armor, and currently just is flanked by two other guards who sort of saw the broken leg, the ship, smash into the beach. There's still some distance between you and the actual prison building, but it has caught some attention, in which she decided to investigate. But she has her arms crossed, and there is a very calm smile on her face as she looks to you, Legati. There's a bit of like seeing an old friend or an old acquaintance, like, this is nice, this is interesting. But there still is sort of that sternness layered underneath. But she goes.
Yeah, so
still-
she busted me several times, right? Was the deal when I was
Yes.
trying to sneak through the mountains where I wasn't supposed to go? Okay. Is she far enough away that I could mutter something to the rest of the group, or
Yes.
would she overhear?
No, I think she is some distance away.
Okay, then yeah, I think I fell off the boat when it crashed into the shore. I think that was the deal. Maybe Moors and I did that. So I take off my hat, like dust it off, use it to cover my mouth, and say to the other people, don't mention that we're going beyond the mountains. And then I put that back on my head, and then I give her a polite little wave and say, "Oh, fancy seeing you here." Hold my hands up. Not doing anything illegal today. You can trust that. Here on a visitor's pass. Not planning on staying permanently. Ha ha ha.
Smooth, Legati. Smooth.
She laughs. Still skinny as a twig, I see. You're here.
Got more important
As-
things to do than eat.
I see. Well, it's been some time. You come to my work for a visit?
We have business with a prisoner here. We just want to do some speaking with him. We're representing a group from Outslock. Can't discuss it in too much detail, but
She starts to close that distance. Not aggressively,
Yeah.
just sort of starting to get onto the beach. As everyone starts to get off the ship, Garth is immediately starting to see the dents and the smashes. Like, that's fine, I can fix this. Starts to mess with a few things. She stands to address you all. Peacekeeper Jules, I'm the leader of this certain group here. Sort of the greeting crew for the Throne Stone. Pleasure to meet you all. She leans to you, Legati. How's your parents?
I assume well. We've all been very busy, so I haven't spoken to them too recently.
I was wondering if there was any changes, if I don't know. Haven't spoken to your father in some time.
Well, that's probably good, right?
That's fair. You said that you're here visiting. Do you happen to have a pass or a decree?
We do, right? We got
We
a
all have
visitor's
one,
pass. Yeah. Pull it out and hold it up triumphantly. Yes, all fully legal and above board.
She just takes it for a moment just to look at it. Holds it back to one of the other soldiers behind her. Sort of just does something with the hands and gives a thumbs up. Grand. Who are you here to see?
Prisoner by the name of Volred. Should be a fairly recent arrival.
Volred Quinlay. Why? He's not like most inmates.
What do we want to say here, guys? How much do we want
I
to...
don't know, I was thinking, I was like,
Honestly,
I'm like,
I mean-
I don't want to say because he's an asshole, but
shared interest
Um,
for a client?
Yeah, I mean, what Legati kind of wants to represent is like we're representing the anti-Potters Guild group, and we're here asking some questions or whatever. Like, not letting on that we are that group, largely. But I think also like, well, we've been tasked to ask some questions about Volred's trial, and I mean, I'm sure you have access to the records, so there's no point in me dissembling about it further. But we were almost found guilty of the crime that turns out Volred was responsible for.
Really? I actually was not privy to the information. We tried to obviously spread across the information beyond our personnel, so it's not uncommon that we don't have all information off the top of our head, so it's interesting. Okay. Well, I have one question, and that is, if you were charged of such a degree, but instead Volred ended up becoming the one sent here, this isn't an act to do anything nefarious, right? Because it feels like you would have a reason to be one.
No, it's certainly not. Volred will come to no harm from our visit. I'll confess that we have come to believe that both we and Volred perhaps were caught up in things much larger than any of us. We will do our best to suppress our grudge towards Volred personally, in the interest of greater good and, of course, the greater truth to come out.
Legati, roll me a persuasion check.
I suck at that.
Uh,
Can I use my cursed luckstone and get advantage on this one, and I'll have disadvantage on my next two rolls?
Absolutely.
All right, got my crappy little cursed stone. Okay.
Hey, it's come in handy before.
All right, 15. That is a 16
16.
with advantage.
I think she does sort of lean back a little bit, crosses her arms, and you read on the faces of the other two guards that are flanking her. They either haven't bought the story, or you're reasoning that there is no ill will, or they're just not fully convinced. But she smiles and nods and goes, "If there was anyone here who would have told me as such, I don't think I would believe them. But you are a smart man. Quick to make rash decisions, but I don't think you are someone who wishes to cause ill will. I believe we can trust you with the discussion and meeting. Are they with you, including the half-orc?"
Yes, wonderful. Yes, these are my very good friends, all equally trustworthy as I.
There's a way to
Garth
say
goes,
it.
"Not me. I." Right.
Oh, that guy, we just borrowed his ship. He probably has some repairs to do. His ship is very bad.
Certainly has repairs
Excuse
to do.
me. She's got charm.
Okay, but
Charm
that's not
by
like
sending
the
you
top
to the
5
deep.
things I want in a boat is charm. Lower on the list.
She turns and goes, "Brad, well, we'll take your pass when we get to the actual lobby inside."
Wonderful.
She turns, and so do the guards, and they start to guide you across this gray stone path towards the entrance. The 3-towered building looms as the sort of the sides of this path become hired by by gates that slowly start to narrow after every few feet until a point where it is only about 10 feet wide, and you guys are walking side by side. She starts to walk and sort of looks behind her shoulder as she does so. At this point, a bit of the towers have sort of cut a little bit of the sunlight, and you guys are currently in shade. And at this point, you could see that what was hidden by the sunlight and beams of light, you can see there are numerous archers and like infantrymen who are currently like stationed on higher balconies, just keeping an eye out on the grounds. She leans back. It would be nice to know, beyond you, and motions to you, Arrow, If anyone here is of elvish descent or has some sort of resistance towards magical sleep.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah. No?
Not that I'm aware of.
That.
Grand. I'll have some emotions to you, to Arrow. And I'll have something for you as we head further in. But at a certain point within our walk, you will be put into a magical sleep for 5 minutes. During that time, your person will be moved into our second tower. Unharmed, I assure you, I'll be overlooking everything here. But for those with innate resistances, I wouldn't recommend trying to stay awake. Yeah, I'll provide you with some tea that will chemically put you to sleep.
Great. Poison.
Sus.
Yeah.
I mean, we are walking to a jail, guys.
There's blindfolds. Why you gotta knock my ass out? I could walk.
Finally, you meet two heavy, large metal doors that slide open. You see there are two guards off to the side that are cranking sort of this large wheel. You start to hear the sound of metal grating against itself as the door finally locks in. The first thing that hits you within sort of this, almost like a processing center in the middle of this first room, is the smell. It is dry. It is sour. You start to walk in, and something coats your boots, so you can actually hear every time you step, you can hear like that sticking sound. She starts to sort of look at all of the stone structure. There's numerous stairs, doors that lead to different locations. You can hear there is talking through some of the pathways. Like there are inmates talking amongst themselves their voices are echoing to a point where it's to this processing center. It's hard to really determine what exactly is being said, but you know that there are people here. Once again, there are numerous guards either on the balcony, looking downwards. You could feel numerous eyes on you. You're being stared by all edges and angles. Jules kind of goes, The Throne Stone was founded a few hundred years ago, built to hold Unity spies back in the day. Obviously, it's changed now. Now we've implemented several arcana and mechanical defenses to keep these individuals behind bars. This is not the standard ruffians you'd find in the standard jail cell. These are individuals who have caused mass chaos or have caused loss of lives. One of which, obviously, you are dealing with. Someone who's attempted. Actually, no. I'm going to retroactively say he technically did kill someone. He killed Tanner.
Yeah.
And those other guys on the boat.
Yeah, the staff hand too. Continuing forward, there is sort of a front desk that is guarded by metal gates. She starts to lean in and starts to talk to the member before sort of turning back to you, Legati, and go, "May I have your pass?"
I'll hand it over.
Gets everything processed. What are you guys doing? Well, this is going to take a little bit of time.
Did she mention handing over our weapons or anything of that nature?
Nope.
I'm going to lean over to Legati and kind of do the same thing with my hat of cover my mouth with it. Are they going to be taking our weapons?
That is a good question. I should hope not. If we're unconscious at the time, I'm not exactly sure what we can do about it.
I'm also not quite fond of that, but I guess everyone keep inventory of what you have.
I think it's to be stated that we're going to a prison. Weapons are probably not ideal to be having around anywhere in the vicinity of a prison, so probably not something they'd let us have going in.
Look, I'm familiar with prisons. I've been trying to avoid them for the past few years, alright?
Have you been in one? Have you been in one?
You've been in two.
With this group, at least one.
As far as you know, only once.
Huh.
Once? Twice. I forget.
I am going to take my shard and just kind of stuff that into my cleavage. It's like they could take the weapon, but they can't take that.
Very cool. Eventually, Peacekeeper Jules walks back, has some different documents in hand, tucks them beneath her arm, and goes, Grant, follow me, and we'll head beyond the first tower to where we need to go. Quinley Volred is currently located in the second tower, high up. He is annoyingly receiving some special permissions and accommodations. But he is here, and we don't intend to lose him.
That's right.
Well, we certainly don't want to interfere with that at all.
I would assume not, considering the reason why he's here in the first place and the fact that you have some connection. I would assume not. You hear there's like a buzz, like an arcane, and one of the doors unlocks, sort of this heavy metal door. She slides open, and you start to walk through. This corridor turns, cuts, and begins almost like this weave, almost like this wave, like passage. There are simple cells that you are passing. Most of them have like this sort of like metal sort of wall with like a windowed, like a barred window that you can all look in. And there are figures here who are just keeping an eye out in the open window. Occasionally your eyes would catch them and you'd see some instant movement, some new faces for those who've been stuck in here for a long time. Yeah, you are seeing just numerous assortment of people. You still have your gear on you. You are led to this circular room, and in the middle of the room there is this large red circle made of this like fine ruby powder that makes the perimeter of the circle itself. 4 guards in each corner. As guests, we will not separate you from your gear. However, your gear needs to be nullified during your stay here. Upon my command, the nullification will be removed, or when you leave the throne stone. For those with a connection to the arcane, I would not recommend casting spells. That is my only warning to you. Please stand in the circle for notification or nullification.
Great.
Go stand.
Yeah.
Like, I hit people. I'm good. I do have some magical items, but I mean, as far as self-defense.
Does everyone stand in the circle?
Yep.
We don't have much choice in the matter.
Stand in the circle. She nods to one of the guards, who goes to sort of this sigil on the side of the wall that he sort of puts his fingertips to and starts to turn. And immediately the powder starts to lift up and gets to the actual ceiling, starts to spin to a point where you're just seeing specks of actual images. The dust itself sort of obfuscating a little bit of your view until finally it drops. For those looking at your armor, those who are looking at your weapons, it has a soft, translucent sort of property to it. Everything feels a bit lighter. You can grab your sword, you can feel it. It's in your hand, it's just for some reason a little lighter. You can sheath it back.
Does this remind me of like the ethereal at all, or is it something different?
I'll say no roll necessary, but due to your connection, Arrow, it definitely feels like some properties of the ethereal plane has been infused into your weapons.
I will kind of like hold the translucent harvester. That's a neat trick. Where'd you learn it?
The kingdom does provide the Throne Stone with some heavily talented mages. And they have devised this method to not only prevent any loss in terms of inventory. We definitely don't want to have any internal investigation telling us that we are currently stealing property, nor do we want inventory to be used to break out our inmates. So this was a compromise.
Can I try something purely out of curiosity?
Sure.
I take my knife and I cut my own arm. What happens?
You still cut your own arm. It's not as deep as you were expecting.
Well, that's no fun. Put it back.
Huh?
Nothing, Iron Boy. Let's go.
The other door at the opposite end of this sort of circular domed room opens up, and you are led further deeper in to a point where you are led to a wall, sort of like a dead end, that has sort of this circular latch, much like a submarine. Sort of the circular latch at the end. It has a sigil of an eye above the latch itself that has this like light purple energy that's currently emitting from it. She goes, right. Ramirez yells out. You see one of the guards from that nullification room runs up. Can you grab our friend a cup, please? Guy nods. Runs away. Takes a little bit of time. And eventually runs in this lone guard, hands you a cup of tea, Arrow. Now, I will tell you right now, if you choose to drink it, you can succumb to the effect or you can resist it. It is up to you.
Can I tell what it's made of?
Yeah, let's see. That was not a question I was expecting. So I will say roll me a nature check.
Okay. Just curious if it's
Something
something
of the
I've encountered
nightshade
before.
variety, Mike. Just lightly dosed. Be right back.
13.
13. You smell it first. It has like an orange citrus scent to it. It doesn't smell like sour in a way where it tastes like acrid in sort of a sense that sort of puts your brain to go emergency, don't drink this. It just smells sweet. I think with a 13 you're not entirely sure what it's made out of.
See you on the other side. I will drink it.
Okay.
I will not resist.
In like a minute's time, 60 seconds, Arrow, you start to feel your body kind of go a little loose. Like you see almost like you immediately got drunk. You could just see sort of like double vision to a point where you can actually see that sigil split and you can see two eyes just sort of like crisscrossing. Peacekeeper Jules starts to turn the crank of the eye, or sorry, no, of the latch, and as she does so, the purple energy starts to emit brighter and brighter and brighter. And a question to you guys is, do you succumb to the energy that is expelling from the eye, or do you attempt to resist?
I hate it, but I won't resist. I'll just let it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
won't
roll for
resist.
it.
I won't resist, but I won't
I
like
guess-
it.
I guess I'm not resisting. All right.
Yeah, I'll let it happen.
Players, not characters, players, we look back, and all 5 bodies land. And your vision goes dark. For a brief moment, you feel sort of something pulling and pushing. Time becomes diluted, and you're not entirely sure how long you've been asleep. As sort of darkness takes you, your brain almost just shuts off for a bit. And let's see here. You all wake within cushioned seats. You hear the door slamming behind you and locking. You start to. It's a bit groggy. It doesn't hurt. It's like you're coming out of like almost like when you're like coming out of surgery, like minor surgery. It's just like a little grogginess. You're starting to kind of getting your bearings. Water's provided. So new faces start to come up. Sitting opposite from you guys is Jules. Take your time. Breathe slowly. Make sure that you get yourself all your faculty is all set. The dizziness should wear off in a few seconds. Grand. Well, once you're able to, let me know. And we don't have too much of a walk to get to your quarry.
Let's keep going then.
You start to walk forward. Instead of the floor itself becoming sort of this jagged stone, sort of this unkempt cobblestone, everything's a little bit more clean. It doesn't have that smell that you had initially when you walked in. Instead, everything has kind of a more fresh, cleansing sort of smell around you. The bars don't look rusted. Instead of locked in cages with metal walls, everything is just barred sort of cages, prisons, cell blocks. As you're walking by, you could see that there are numerous individuals who are just sort of sitting. You can hear them go, "Oh, fresh meat!" The other one goes, "Shut up! Visitors!" You see there is this... Let's see, there is a UNT woman, sort of a yellow neck that goes down, sort of covered in a bit of green, almost like pale green coloration, bright yellow eyes, as she sort of puts two hands on the bars, gets really close. A hand goes out. And I just need to feel some warmth, please, anyone. Anyone react?
Just keep walking.
Keep walking.
I'm stopped because I'm I'm curious. I walk up to her.
She just holds a hand out. Can I hold your hand for warmth?
I just kind of look back at them and just like, give her my hand.
Yeah.
What? What's the worst that can happen?
They're in here for
Comfort
the
is-
worst thing that could happen.
But everyone deserves some comfort.
Roll me a con save.
Maybe not everyone.
Maybe not everyone. That's not terrible. Hold on. Con. That is going to be a 17.
17. You jerk your hand away. You do touch, like you do grasp hands. And for a second or two, you immediately start to feel the nerve endings in your hand start to like pop a little bit. It is becoming so cold in your grasp that you're like, I'm getting permafrost. This is bad. And you jerk away, and immediately, like your hand fell asleep, like all those pins and needles, it starts to come back quickly. She pulls back. Immediately you hear boom as a metal sword hits her bar. As Peacekeeper Jules is right behind you, goes, don't test me, Narissa.
I just kind of stare at my hand. I was like, I had that coming, but it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been. So let's keep on target.
Oh, you're no fun.
Lesser folks may have lost it, but it's good to see that you've held your own. Welcome to the deluxe treatment wing. Big windows, large living quarters, within talking distance of your cellmates, and motions to the very end of this block. And the best room in the house. You see a secured room. No guards kind of really near his cell. It is a large room that has, it's open for view, but it has like two segmented spaces. One for like a sitting area. The other one is like a bathroom / bedroom. Like there's a full-on like latrine in there for no privacy, but it's there for like his convenience sake. He currently, Volred once again is sitting, and this, I think it was a Triton, if I remember correctly, sitting in a comfortable enough like a lounge chair, smoking a cigar, reading something. and sort of perks up his eyes as he sort of hears a guard getting close to his section. Peacekeeper gets close to you. Legati, and goes, "How much time do you need?"
Not more than an hour, I say should do. Maybe much less. Can we signal you if our conversation comes to a close?
I'll be in the opposite side. You can just call for me.
Wonderful.
She leaves you guys to Volred, who is kind of like puts out the cigarette or the cigar. Just like dabs it and puts down the newspaper or whatever he was reading. Well, this certainly is a surprise. What do you want? Revenge? I'm already behind bars.
And rather comfortable.
Well, it's good to know people.
Maybe not so much in your case.
I guess I was sloppy. That's fine. In about a year or so, I'll be out and about.
Out in the grave. You're not making it out of this alive, Volred. You know that. Surely.
You have your friends, I have mine.
Someone else talk to. He's pissing me off.
I need somebody with a charisma bonus and without disadvantage on their next two rolls to lead the conversation here. I have the notes if anybody needs it, but so we need to tell him, that we intercepted information from Yuka talking to someone, heavily implying that they're just going to maybe kill Volred after a year to deal with him. So somebody needs to convince him of the truth of that.
I'm like, somebody with the higher charisma, but I will
I can
chime
try my
in to
best.
give you advantage.
I would say I think Morse has the best charisma.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering that time in the courtroom.
He just nods as you sort of step up a little bit, Morrison goes, "You're the one with the lawyer friend."
Listen, I don't like you. I'd kill you where you stand, but I've got more important things to do.
Ooh, then you can take my place.
So, as a mercy, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to go ahead and let him know that the plan is to kill him after a year to cut loose ends, you know?
Yeah. Do you provide him with the notes?
I tell him first and
Okay.
see what his reaction is.
I feel like if we invoke that name St. Clair that was in the correspondence, like there's no way we would know that name. So maybe that has the extra ring of truth to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to put it this way, I'm going to say, I'm going to do this as an act of mercy. What was her name again? Sorry.
St. Clair.
St. Clair.
St. Clair is going to have you dead in a year.
Roll me a persuasion check. DC's lowered because of the mention of St. Clair.
A persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah. You're trying to get this guy to believe you. You're trying to persuade him.
Ooh. That's going to be a 22.
Cool.
That's pretty good.
Hand still on the cigar, even though it's out. You can see his thumb start to like roll against the edge of the cigar, rough enough with enough pressure. You can see he's actually starting to destroy it a little bit. Like maybe unconsciously just starting to like put some pressure. You definitely start to see him boil a little bit. And where did you get this information and this name?
I'm going to pull out the note.
From Yuka's office.
Fucking scaly bastard. goodness. I'm certainly left with a choice here. Either side with the person who's kept me comfortable, who hasn't left me wrong so far, or believe the folks in the lot who I tried to kill, who for some reason now bring me a gift. Mercy, you call it? Why?
I mean, we want information on the. You tell him this, Morse, but we want information on the Potter's Guild, where their headquarters are, anything he knows about their plans. He doesn't have to let Yuka know that he told us anything. We're just going to go work on that, and he can have his year of luxury, and then we'll see what happens with him, I guess.
I'm going to tell him this way. In exchange for giving you this information, I want everything you know about the Potter's Guild. And I'm going to start listing out headquarters, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to start listing point by point. And then I'm going to say, no one will know that you gave me this information. We're going to go in, handle our business, and get out. You can spend your last remaining year doing whatever it is you want to do. And maybe if you want to avoid the coming storm, maybe a year's enough time to plan something. Maybe change fate, if you will. That is beyond me. But I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly certain that this is a solid deal and probably will increase your chances of, surviving the inevitable.
Roll me another persuasion check.
Ooh. It's going to be a unnatural 20.
Unnatural or natural?
Unnatural.
Dirty 20.
Dirty.
I think he starts to just get that cigar, just throw it. Doesn't care at this point. Now moving his hands now instead of just the fingers to the newspaper, whatever he's reading, and starts to like twist it a little bit. I think for those who have a fairly high passive insight, can see that this person is struggling with a choice here. He did try to kill you all. He was totally fine with you getting his blame in terms of the death of Francis Tanner, and now you're helping him. He also tried to attack you after mentioning his old friend who died in Francis Tanner's sort of care. So there's this sort of beating uncertainty, but is considering a lot of the options that Morris is currently placing upon him. I think an eye does go towards the paper that you're currently holding to show that you are serious. And he goes, a captain of a ship keeps many of his documents and logs close at hand, within their quarters. It's the only way. I mean, you've said it yourself. You took this from Yuka's home?
Office.
I'm stuck here. But we can make a deal here as well. Should I tell the guards that you've been sneaking into rooms that you shouldn't have been? I'm sure they won't arrest you.
If they even believe you, Volrad. Look at where we're standing right now.
I can tell
You
them you
think you
have
have leverage over us?
You're currently holding the documents in hand. It's not that far off for them to just search you.
How did they know where we got it?
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't arrest you. But you'd be on their radar. Listen, I have no plans on being in this rock. And I just need to bide my time. And if you can change that a little bit, I think we can make a deal. What is your intention with the Potter's Guild? Plan on ruining...
I don't know if that's any of his business.
Yeah, I was like,
Are you planning to ruin their operations? Dispose of them?
I think it's more evening out the playing field. What's fair is fair, and they don't play fair.
The only way, if I'm truly going to be dead in a year, the only way I have to survive is that if they are knocked off their pedestal. Because then they can't enact whatever the fuck that is. So, I'll give you the information. I have no way to force you. But if you ever so happen to knock them off, disrupt them, even the playing field as you're calling it, give them something to fear. That'll allow me to live. That's enough for me.
You want us to cause problems for the Potter's Guild. You drive a hard bargain.
It's a little out of our way, Volrad.
But I think we can come to an agreement.
Some blocks north of the marketplace, within the central square, there is a know-nothing building. Most folks pass by it on their day-to-day without really knowing what's even inside. And even those who probably go in, probably walk away, realizing it's a mistake how drab it is. It's a merchant's archive. Boring old place with boring old people with boring old values. Squeaky chairs. Preserving whatever history they have. More like preserving their assets. I heard that the old bird who made the Potter's Guild did so because of a fight ruined some magnum opus. That sounds so stupid, isn't it? Bad captains all around. Am I right, crewmate? Looks over to you, Arrow.
His jaw tightens as he kind of clenches his teeth.
There's a service entrance in the back. I was there some years ago to deliver some product. Hell, even secret societies need a fire exit. Nowhere is fully secured. So you're gonna need some king muscles, a keen eye. But last I checked, there's some misaligned stone in the alleyway behind the building. It's a facade. You can lift one of those chunks up, and down the ladder you go. I only used it once. Beyond that, I was going through the front door. There's your location.
Did he say it was an Outslock?
It is an Outslock, north of the
marketplace.
There's a merchant's archive building and an alleyway behind it that has a facade stone platform.
I just missed that it was an Outslock.
Yeah.
While he's talking, can I do an insight check if he's lying about any part of that information or has an inflection in his face when he's talking about that?
Yeah, roll me an insight.
I think it's a +3, but one second. Oh wait, no, my insight's higher than that. +6. 22.
22. For the most part, what you're picking up is this is probably the most chatty Volred has been with you or anything at all. You are definitely kind of getting the enjoyment of speaking to someone. Volred has been in here for a few weeks now. Probably without... It's definitely sort of his mentality has sort of changed slightly. He is definitely being taken care of, so it's not concerning. But as he starts to tell the story, there is some wavering when he starts to talk about the facade floor that leads to a ladder. And I think what you're getting at, it doesn't feel like he's lying, but it almost seems like he's second guessing.
I think when he says that, she says, "You're not sure then." Like 100%.
It's been some time, so I can't tell you if they changed anything. Only that's the method and place I went to.
Fair. Just making sure we're not working with a liar.
Any other questions for this guy?
I do want to just mention the joint quarry project and see if he heard anything about that, if he has any information on that. I know that's a secondary thing on our radar.
Here's where you could probably burn one of those disadvantage things. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh shit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
7.
7.
Yeah.
He leans back in his chair. They have multiple projects. Can't say that brings any bells.
Oh, all right, we tried. God, he's pleased with the outcome. I don't feel like I need more out of this guy.
Hero does have a question. Why did you join with these people?
At first, it was going to be a way for me to use them for my own gain. Ran across whatever they were trying to do in the early years, and figured, hey, they don't want to be found, and I know now. That's some good information to someone. But they started to show me that there were more uses, and my talent and time became profitable. I don't know what they're trying to do, and I don't care. They pay me. If you said something, it came muffled. What was that?
Is that all it was for? Money?
Well, they were able to provide me an avenue to send Tanner where he deserved to be.
Did Yuka tell you that he's in control of who can live and who can be brought back? He says it's in relation to the forward guard, but I think that's another lie. I think it's whoever they want.
Wait. What do you mean?
They're behind the forward guard. And as such, when people die because of them, they have the resources to resurrect them. I know you lost your friend.
You see him, like, you can hear him swallow a bit. Sits back. And then you start to see, like, a crisscross of, like, different emotions like seaming across the face. He doesn't respond to you. It's just, you recognize that you've shaken him a little bit as he sort of, like, sits back, thinking about possibilities that were there but were denied.
They used you, Volrad. Is there a message you'd like to send? I'm happy to do it on your behalf.
I want them fed to a red maw.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Leans back. Any other questions for Volred?
I don't think so.
You said that, I think, though there was mention of a full regard from you, Arrow. You mentioned that they are in league, or at least they have control over the forward guard, yeah?
What's left of them, yeah.
That makes sense. One of the head leaders, their son is part of the forward guard.
Do you know the name?
Tiefling?
Yeah. Barnabas St. Clair. One of the leaders' names. And their son, Chapel St. Clair.
The name rings a bell.
Hopefully you succeed, though you'll just be joining me. There's always some empty rooms here.
Yeah, that's not happening. But I wish you luck on not dying in a year.
Right. Sort of gets up, immediately goes to like one of the barred windows that lead, like you can view outside to like the waters of the broken mirrored lake. For those who speak Primordial, you can hear him cussing in Primordial.
Not too many people know the curse words.
You say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
I think he does sort of like does like the shift of the chin toward you over his shoulder. You could definitely see him like sucking the teeth a little bit. It's like holding in the anger, and then immediately looks back outside. Anything else, guys? You guys call over Peacekeeper Jules, who walks over. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and head back now. We have a second cup for you for your way back. Hopefully you got what you needed. And she starts to walk you back sort of to that sitting arrangement, sort of lounge space before that sort of metal grated door with the eye on it on this side of the second tower. And the same process occurs as you drink a little bit of the tea. The crank of the handle is made, and the bright purple sort of emits outwards. And I'll ask once again if anyone's going to resist it. You don't have to. Okay. Once again, feeling a bit of the darkness take. You feel your body being shifted a little bit until finally you wake up. It's not a fun experience of chemically and magically being put under for a few minutes. As once again, that sour, acrid smell of the first tower kind of enters your nose. You wake up in sort of this side area of the processing room. Jules is currently talking to two other people a couple of feet away from you. You see there's sort of a strong discussion. During the time that you guys were knocked out, something was happening.
Well, we have the perfect alibi. We didn't do whatever it is. Unconscious.
Wasn't us this time.
What was that, Phoenix?
Can we overhear?
Yeah, I think you are catching, unless someone wants to make a roll, you're catching every other word, which is, are you sure? How many? What are they doing?
I don't like that.
That's interesting.
That's fine.
Jules does a full beeline to you, Legati. Mr. Moxon, as you're now calling yourself, yes?
Yes, what seems to be the trouble?
A word, please. Pulls you away from the party. Are you in trouble?
Not that I'm aware of.
Listen, your father has been a really nice man to me and my family, and it's been some time since I've connected with him. He's honestly half the reason why you aren't in here. I know you're a very smart man. So maybe you can tell me why Prey Mother Lysander and several of her knowing mistresses clergy have been hanging out on the eastern entrance of the town ever since you've got here.
How do they know it's us? The guy doesn't say that, but I'm just trying to back
It is
before I
Brian.
consider lying or whatever.
Do you want to make a
don't-
history check, Legati, real quick?
Yeah, let me do it. I'll have my disadvantage, but
They're here
I'll
for a
clear
convention.
the
I don't know.
disadvantage.
Timing.
Yeah.
We definitely were not spotted by at least 5 guards at any point.
That's an 8.
8.
So I don't know.
One flash happens, and that was several party members getting caught and knocking out someone.
Like 3 times.
Arrow.
And I guess Legati's going to just
times.
say there may have been, let's call it a religious disagreement in Outslock. That's we don't plan on causing any violence. We would really love to just leave. If you could be of any help there, it would be much appreciated.
Sure. Roll me deception check first.
Religious disagreement with Morgan's
Yeah, they wanted to
fist
keep
and
their
the-
artifacts. We wanted to take it.
Like that.
Well, I mean, specifically the Prey Mother, I think she's being a huge hypocrite to her religion by advocating for a secret society. So I do actually have a religious disagreement with her, but
No, I know, but I mean the thing that she's talking about is
Yeah.
the religious disagreement
tell
is
him.
with Moore's fists.
Yeah.
You can bend this line as much as you want. You didn't talk to her. What disagreement?
She might also be pissed that you left that letter saying that it was her.
I mean, I got a 4 on my deception, so
Oh, Lord.
She leans in and goes, religious disagreement. Okay. Because of our history, I'm not going to process anything today. From what my men have told me, they're not doing anything. The clergies, they're just waiting. Some by the edge of the water. I can ask them to leave, but if they have a valid complaint and they come talk to me, and they go to the proper channels, which, honestly, if they haven't done so, it's quite possible that they won't reach out to a guard. I can ask them to leave, though.
that would be just wonderful. Ask them to leave. Just keep them busy while we get out of here, so that no problems occur here at your wonderful prison.
As much as it pains me, Legati, if you want to avoid any kind of conflict, it might be best for you to edge around the entirety of the lake. So instead of going straight west towards the eastern side of Outslock, you might want to get close enough to the mountains, and then you can start to skirt your way north.
You have a brilliant mind for geography. I think we'll do exactly that.
I'm going to keep that deception check that you rolled instead of rolling this, and she goes, "You're a smart man, but I know when you're making fun of me."
Legati believed that.
I think it was a compliment. It was just more of like we were going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't trust this. She also has that air of I don't ever trust you fully. She's never really fully trusted you. She knows that much. It's kind of scratches her shoulder. All right. Call it in. Tell them to don't loiter near the edge of the lake.
Yes, give him a taste of that bureaucracy.
Yes.
They start to handle that. Again, you guys are in the Throne Stone, so this is happening in the shoreline on the very western side of the Broken Mirror Lake.
Yeah, so let's not go there.
But we go to the other side of the mountain, or island.
Go to wherever we're going to meet that hag, as close to that as we can get, as the crappy boat guy will take us, I guess.
Orcish ears.
The mention of the boat, Arrow sighs.
I mean, would your Peace Guard friend help us get off this island? Is there like a spare boat?
Yeah, Dave.
Oh, I worry about pressing at this point. Are there other boats? Are there other options other than the bad boat?
You can ask around. I mean, there's the bad boat that you know for certain, but they have to have some kind of, vessel that can transfer men or people, I should say, and materials and food and transfer out waste and things like that.
Yeah, do people want to maybe do a real quick ask around for anybody who might take us where we need to go other than the bad boat?
If I found an empty boat, would you be able to sell it?
Sell it?
Sail it.
Maybe.
Sail. As in, could you captain the boat across the lake?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
You
more
captain-
on the you found the boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can
you-
lie, but yeah, yes, I can sail.
You can captain that boat into a good money-making opportunity.
Yeah.
It's worth
From
a
a
lot
sail
of
to
money.
sell.
Yes, sell it.
I wouldn't keep it, so.
Then yeah, I'll say because it's your idea, Diva. Why don't you roll me either a perception or investigation check?
Let's do investigation. Let's see. That it will be 2 plus 6, 22.
22. Yeah, I think you head more east side of the Throne Stone, kind of where the shoreline meets. There's a particular portion of tied rowboats, enough so where the majority of your party can sit in. Probably fit one more person, but that's about it. They have oars. They're unmanned. It looks like they're just tied here for everyday use. I will say then, including with that, I think Diva, being a very charming individual, could probably talk to one of the guards here and can we just use this right now? And I think, considering the everyday people that they see, I think they are immediately smitten, and they're like, "Yeah, you can leave it by shore. We'll have other people pick it up when we do our runs towards the checkpoint."
Oh, you're doing me such the greatest pleasure and favor. Thank you so much. Arrow!
Stop!
Ah?
Another rowboat. Joy.
Oh my god, I tried. Beggars can't be choosers, shoves them into the boat. Enough nonsense with us today.
Arrow, I know you
we
are
could help.
proficient with water vehicles, so that adds your proficiency. What do you think would represent how well you can man a ship? You can use your best skill.
Specifically, yeah. Well, if I'm using my best skill, I want to say Dex.
I mean, that's fair if you're the one who is rowing, or at least directing people how to row, and you're sort of putting a hand in it too. I think that's fair to say.
There we go. I'll take that. Otherwise, I would also be fine with strength. It's only a 1 point difference.
Okay. So roll me a d20 plus your dex modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so 6. Woo! 24.
24.
Nice.
Everyone piles into the boat. Enough space to just put your packs where that 6th person would be. And who do you grab to help row?
Oars. I'm tired. You do it.
I'll have you know my services aren't free.
Put it on my tab. Let's go.
All right, putting it on the tab.
Oars.
I start to grab the rowing stuff.
I mean, the other option, you could stay on the island.
Row a lot, stay on the island. Row a lot, stay on the island.
Look, it's
Put it on the tab, stay on the island.
it's a lake. You don't even have to deal with the big waves. You'll be fine.
See? Yeah, I'll put it on the tab.
Start to row. And with Arrow's direction, you guys are skipping. Full on getting some distance. And besides, Morse is a fairly strong individual. I think you're able to handle some speed quickly as you start to make your way across this side of the lake. I think, who here has a passive perception of 13 or higher? Yep. Morris is 1.
Oh, 13.
13. Then you 3, as your horse is sort of paddling, I think one of the oars hits something. You're like, what the fuck? I think as his sort of distracted face sort of looks down, both Diva and Phoenix, you guys sort of like lock eyes, like what's going on? And you see a shadowed sort of movement moving towards the actual stone, the throne stone. Something just swimming deep and just raised high enough to just sort of catch a little bit of the paddling as you guys are rowing.
How big?
I would say
in tall
about
feet.
so wide it would be about 15 feet wide.
Oh.
And length I would clock it around 25.
I move Arrow's head. You were saying about we don't have to worry a whole lot about the lake.
Can I see it? Or is it gone?
No, you could. I mean, yeah, with everyone else's attention, you could.
Yeah,
see it.
just like.
This is like,
It's fine. It's not attacking us right now. I'm
Hey,
sure
Morris.
it's fine.
Just row a little bit, wee faster, wee bit.
No, don't go too fast. That might aggravate it.
Yeah, don't
don't
attract
hit
it. Just a
We're
little
not- Don't
faster.
let it look like escapees.
Just a smidge.
Heavy strokes.
Wide stroke.
While Morris, I will ask both Arrow and Legati to roll me a perception check for something different. While you guys
Oh
are,
joy.
the other 3 are keeping an eye out, and Morris is doing double duty, keeping not only an eye out but also just keeping his strokes right.
This lake is dangerous. Who brought us here?
Am I at deception or flat with sunlight?
Oh yeah, you would have disadvantage because you're currently in
Okay.
sunlight.
your hat, though, does nothing.
Yeah, I was like, does your hat help?
It doesn't have a
My hat that does nothing.
9.
I got a 13.
13. From the horizon, Legati, you're like, well, the only safe space now is shore. I'm gonna look towards shore. Hopefully there's nothing else happening there. And you see, waiting by the shore, is the old form of Mitsumina. Sort of the elderly woman who kind of is gray hair with numerous bits and bobs inside. She has her sort of jacket over, like a very old, elderly person who's like, I'm cold by the shore. I'm just keeping myself warm with a shawl. And right next to her is a fairly large, like, mound of sand. Like, I want to say like half her size. As the ship finally, a little rowboat crests onto shore. You see she smiles. Oh, such lovely faces. Great to see you, little tea leaves. How was your time within the Crown's prison?
They serve tea.
Oh,
It tasted okay.
Certainly nothing better than mine, though, right?
No.
Of
Certainly.
course. At this distance, you can see that Mitsumina looks. There are a bit of like torn bits of cloth that she's wearing. Like her shawl and her jacket got kind of ripped a little bit. You see there's some scratches and cuts near her neck, some bruising.
Had a scuffle on the way here?
I did not look for it, but fun found me.
Take it you finished it, though.
I had my fill.
Yeah.
Well, let's waste no more time. Where are we going?
We are going several hours east. There is a kingdom checkpoint. Beyond that is my home, within Jorgenkielm. I would like to go to what they call now the Shaded Village. And I hope it isn't too off-kilter to say. but I don't want to be seen. So I need a caretaker. Any volunteers?
What would that involve?
Just someone to carry me around.
Moore's my friend, and I'm gonna.
We all just look at Morse.
I also second this. We're gonna have a big tab.
All right, who's going on the tab?
This one's all you, friend.
Okay, so we got Arrow. You're on the tab twice. Anybody else?
I don't think that's what I said.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said, so I'm gonna write you down for 2.
I'll buy you an ale you can carry her. A big ale.
See, now you're speaking my language. Kind of ale.
Good enough. Let's
One of those
Yeah,
fancy
it's a good
IPAs.
enough kind to carry her.
All right, but it
I
better
don't
be a
drink.
big
You
one.
can pick one.
Ooh, sold.
She puts her thumb near her mouth, bites down, and you hear a snap, and numerous like wisps of some sort of natural binding just shoots out, wraps around her until you see there is this sickly, deep blue, like a cocoon. She wraps. It takes several minutes, so she's like, until you can't see a face, and it's only this pulsating cocoon, and then. She comes out, and there is about the size of your forearm, a deep gray moth comes out as she sort of scuttles in between your backpack and your back, and just sort of folds in her wings. You could feel the actual small insectoid like feet and appendages just on your back. And every so often, she just shifts a little bit.
I don't like it.
Again, reminds me from home. But I mean, that kind of checks with this.
Just pretend it's a lively backpack.
We don't have to carry the dirt, right? We're just carrying.
You're all doing this next to the mound as she's getting really close up to Morse's backpack.
Okay.
It's gonna have to be a big ale, I can already tell.
That's a later issue. We have all our passes, right?
The
Yeah.
Peacekeeper give you yours back, Legati?
Oh, they didn't
Not
give it
that
back.
pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the amount.
One-time use.
Yeah, we got the logging
Mm.
documents, right?
Yeah.
All right. Last thing that Mitsumi told you was that it's several hours headed east, because you guys just made it ashore and you have to get to this mountained checkpoint, which I think, Legati, I think it's safe to say that you know where it is. It's maybe a 4-hour walk. You do have to go over a couple of hills and sort of mountain ranges. It's not easily accessible, and that's the point. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to deter people who decide to go this way. But I think this is probably the first time you've traveled with people, so that's new.
Yeah, it feels safer to do it this way.
As you start to head out, I would like everyone to roll me a perception check. This is for before you leave.
15.
15.
That could have been worse. Also 15.
15.
21.
That is going to be a 10. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's bothersome to
You
have
got
this
the
thing
sting on your
back.
back.
Legati.
I got a 5.
Okay. Honestly, Legati, seeing all that of Mitsumina transform, and you just saw a wonderful display of the Salal right in front of you happen in such a quick succession. It's ooh, you can still see the cocoon where this thing emerged from, where she emerged from. It's you can still mess with it and touch it and investigate it. Nothing else matters right now.
Yeah, definitely. This has been a surprisingly productive day so far.
And then, of course, I think a big reason why Morris is currently not paying attention, as every so often you just feel like a little tin eye just like start to tickle a little bit of like your neck, and you're like, oh.
I just rode the boat, and now I'm feeling this. Moore's not having a great day.
I just came back to life.
I hand you a piece of jerky, Moors. That's just gonna have to hold you over to work it alcohol.
As for
I'd be
Eric-
more of like, do you have any more of that fire-breathing alcohol on you?
I do. I was kind of
Give it to
saving that. It didn't taste good anymore.
Then that means Diva, Phoenix, and Arrow, you guys start to walk off. It smells a little bit kind of metallic as you start to walk off. And it isn't until you walk to the other side of the mound as you start to head eastward that you see that there is a like 4 fingertips sticking out of the sand. Large fingertips.
Charming.
Like sticking out of the sand, like buried?
Yeah, like rested and just a little bit of the sand
Like
coating.
Figures out.
How,
Just
when you say large, are we talking like a statue or like a big person?
I don't think
Giant.
that's a statue.
Oh, do
Yeah,
I recognize it?
Just asking.
not innately, unless you want to roll like a check.
History.
Yeah, history check.
Not that she got that close.
I don't think anyone here has a sufficient background within a giant's sort of lore, or
17.
17. I think you, kicking off a little bit of the sand, recognize you do see the large palm of what we would consider in D&D as a large creature. You'd have to remove a little bit more sand to get a better understanding.
We want to poke the dead body or leave it alone?
I'm not the person that asked this.
Yeah, right. I know. I shouldn't be asking. Arrow, do you want to poke the dead body? Leave it alone?
I'm gonna crouch down with the harvester and poke it.
Thank you, Arrow. It's not me this time.
Are you aiming for like the arm, or are you aiming for like where you would assume the arm is connected to?
More where it's connected to. I'm trying to find the body.
Yeah, you hit something. The harvester goes through the sand, only a few inches until it hits something, and then it has a bit of like a pushback. You're hitting like fat, sort of like a rounded belly, and as you can see, as you're pushing against it, the top of the mound just sort of shakes a little bit, and you see some of the sand start to skitter off due to the motion. This thing was haphazardly buried.
If Arrow hits fat, that means it's fresh. Right? I don't like that.
It's probably fine. I'll put the harvester away and get back up.
Is there anything around it? I'm just gauging off of the trap we
Ooh.
ran into a long time ago.
Roll me a survival check.
Because we're kind of toward the mountain pass now, right?
You haven't left the beach yet,
Not
but you're about to head
Oh,
there.
okay, we're on the
Yeah,
beach.
Oh, I have a +6. That is surprising. That's only a 14 though. 'cause I rolled
14.
low.
I think with a 14, you look around and you can see there are smaller footprints that lead from the dirt to the sand, and then there are larger ones. It's just bit crisscrossed to determine how many, but it looks like it's more than one. And it looks like there was there was a bit of a scuffle that happened here.
Point them out to the group. Or do they look like they're going away from where we are, or like coming towards?
I'll see with your roll, it's hard to tell.
Or then I just point them out. Can our friend use this at all? And I point towards the moth.
Use
This was
one.
the scuffle she was talking about.
I'm like, does she have a use for dead giant?
Just to roll people
I
up
think
in rugs. Does
She
have
probably
fingers in
left it
jars?
there. I think she would have taken what she needed.
So, I know we're going to a checkpoint first. What else lives in these mountains? Bugatti?
I mean, we know about the frog people beyond the mountains. We're not supposed to mess with, on the advice of the logging guy. DM, anything I should know from previous journeys through these mountains?
There are numerous beasts and monsters that live on the opposite side of the Shoulder Grip Mountains. Occasionally, as the need of adventurers and heroes is there, occasionally you'll have a creature that makes it over the mountains and decides to venture further to explore for the terrain. Generally, they are met by guards and peacekeepers. Anything that seems too strong for them eventually is met by the forward guard. But I think you recognize that there are actually, I think I might have a small list. Yay for planning. There you are. Large insects. There are griffins are known to also nest sort of either on the top of the mountain or within Jorgenkilm itself. There have been reports of ooze-like creatures as well that sort of make nests and sort of conjugate here as well. And there is an odd discussion of giant kin, just nothing really too specific.
Yeah, I'll be sharing the information I have with the group as we travel. Anything I've encountered personally, or what I've heard about the mountains, just what we should be on guard for.
Rigsby also said like delegate ecosystem or something, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think that's more
known
beyond the mountains, but yeah.
No touch.
But you guys continue east.
I will say yes.
Journey to the east, everyone. As you continue forward.
I love that book.
Yeah, Journey to the East.
Yeah.
It's
That's
where
the
it's
one.
yeah, it's where cowboys go east. And they're traveling with a Buddhist monk. You all I can't read Journey to the West, there's too many pages.
That's fair.
It's a lot. There we go. There comes to a point where you're starting to go through a bit of like this treed sort of locale, going through numerous trees. They are separated enough where I wouldn't even consider it a forest. It's sort of a patch. On occasion, you guys are going over ridges. It takes some time. Enough so that it's starting to become sort of like a late lunch situation, almost like a 4 p.m. Right now. God, you would know it. Actually, I keep trying to like give estimates when I realize you know exact what time it is. Yeah, it's like 4:30 right now.
I'll say that out loud. It's about 4:30.
Bing, bing.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock. Going down a ridge, going through some shaded path. And I would like Phoenix and Diva to roll me deck saves.
Don't like. Okay, I totally just roll off the desk.
Okay. I had to see what the hell that was.
+4. That's gonna be a 13.
Oh, +6. Holy fuck. 25.
25. Yours was a 13, you said, Diva?
13.
Let me double check something. Okay. Both of you, as you're kind of taking the more right side of the walk here, each of you hear as that sound catches your attention, and from one of the lifted elevations that you guys have to go over, and then some further, maybe another hour or so walk, a boulder starts to roll down, cracks, two separate halves start to roll down, and both of you dive out of the way as this thing hits one of the trees. One of the trees falls down. You guys are like on the ground, nearly hit by this gigantic boulder.
That felt fucking pointed. That thing ended up in 2. I'm gonna give it a look at where it came from. I'll help Diva.
Thank you. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Anyone here speak giant?
I
should've,
do
but no.
actually.
Oh!
You
Everyone
picked-
else, you will hear sounds and grunts and noises. Diva, you've been taught this, or through some means you understand it. You hear small ones killed, brother.
Oh no. Do I see where this came from?
You look up and you see this hulking. It's the reason why it's not taller is because its back and spine has been bent in a way where it's like almost like a hump. Its gigantic tree-like arms and legs lead to a jaw that slumps down, that has like numerous tusks and teeth protruding in different ways. It almost has like a jaw and then a lower jaw. And it has one singular red eye.
It thinks we killed its brother.
They don't all fucking look alike.
Can-
Alright, well.
We didn't. Can we communicate this?
I
Yell
yelled.
back. We didn't. Yeah.
I yelled back.
Different
We
guys.
we did not kill him. M giant. It's like if I yell back, no, we did it. M giant.
This one smells the air. I smell blood. Roll me a persuasion check, Diva, with disadvantage.
This is gonna be great. You said persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay. So 9 plus 4, 13.
13. I think in this moment, Phoenix, roll me a survival check.
Let's check, so. What dice do I roll? Oh shit, almost went off the table. 21.
21. You are seeing the bodies here, the 3 other giant kin, these cyclops, standing above this ridge where you need to get past. And you start to think back at the footprints that you saw,
Mm-hmm.
the numerous footprints, and you're like, fuck, there were 4. And there was one laying, some sort of giant kin laying in the beach that Mitsumina probably killed. And you see they stand. Then we eat. And I would like everyone to roll me initiative.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Is she gonna help in the fight?
Yeah,
Sounds like she's the cause of the goddamn fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured that much. Be helpful to have a hag on our side.
No, that'd
No.
be too helpful.
Too convenient.
She's gonna be a little ma.
We're going to go
Right.
through probably one round of this, and then we're going to call it a game.
Oh,
It's like, what else can I yell at them and see if like maybe they'll back off?
Hey, fuck you.
go away!
Go ahead.
Hey, you should try that.
All right, let's go. What I have here, Phoenix, what'd you got?
21.
Legati.
20.
Woo, Arrow.
13.
Diva.
19.
Morse.
A massive 6.
Massive. That's a massive 6.
Hey, man, that's average, right? Don't judge me.
Oh, nope, don't need
Yeah.
that there. So that will be a 14. They reach out, eyes start to glow this sort of hot red, and Diva, the last thing you hear is, "Then we eat." as you start to see just drool slipping out of the sort of the double jaw that they carry. Just hungry giantkin who, at this point, are a bit angry and probably a bit hungry. So, Phoenix, you are up.
Not ready, even though I should be ready as a monk to be first. Where am I? Let me move this counter out of the way. Question for you: are these like leveled, like it's climbing, or is
Yeah,
it flat?
there will be moments of difficult terrain. That is sort of like this line here. We can see the solid elevation.
All right. Well, then it's just gonna be me testing something. Let's see what happens. 30 feet. Jesus Christ. Well, I have 50 feet of movement. Even that's not fast enough. It's an action to activate my boots, so I'm gonna click my boots together so I can double my speed. And
So now you have 100 base speed.
yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. Yeah, I think at like this point that'd be difficult terrain, so that'd be 90 feet to get here, and then yeah, you could 98 to here, and then a 95. So that you could get to them, but you would be out of actions.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I only want to go halfway.
Yeah.
Action to do that, and I'm just gonna hold. I'm not gonna hold anything. She's just gonna kind of whistle in their direction to kind of get them to come towards her. She's gonna try and distract and then run.
Okay. After that, Legata, you're up.
All right. Let's pick a random rock that's like well away from me. I don't want them to know that I'm the one doing this particularly.
Okay.
But I will pick a random rock that's on the ground that Catapult can grab, and then I'll launch Catapult the rock. So I can pick something within 60 feet, and then it can go another 90 feet.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean,
That is,
absolutely,
that's
like
funny.
60 feet here. 90
Yeah,
feet.
grab a rock, fire it at that guy, level 2 Catapult. So it needs to make a Dex saving throw.
That's going to be a 15.
God, that's exactly what it needs to save, son of a bitch. All right, I miss. And then I'm going to spread out a little bit in case they're throwing more rocks at us. I'm going to move over in this direction a little bit and consider my options. That wasn't a great start.
Okay. Diva, you're up.
Trying to choose my options. If I move out, unless I dash, but I don't want to use all my movement. But you know what? I think I am going to do that. I'm going to use my action and my bonus to go ahead and dash as far to this rock. Since that's 45, can I use the rest of my movement to climb on top of it?
Absolutely. I think I'll allow that. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do that, and I will be on top of this rock. And I will
Diva
end my turn there.
climbs up. It is now the Cyclops' eyes? I don't know how you. What's the plural for a Cyclops?
Cyclops? Clyde? I think it'd be
Maybe
Cyclops.
it's like geese, where you have to say it like the Cyclops.
I don't like that.
What is the range?
The bad guys. There.
All right, that is going
Beast. The beast.
Internet's free. I'm gonna look it
to be.
up.
This one's going to drop down here. Nat 20. I would like Diva to roll me a dex save as this rock starts to roll, smacks into the rock that you're currently standing on.
I don't like that.
We got movable pieces.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This thing smashes through the rock that you were standing on. You dive out of the way. You are here now, unharmed. This one is going to also throw a rock.
And giant, I yelled bastard at the one that threw the rock at me, and giant.
You
Just
may
because I
do.
can.
That's gonna be a 28 to hit you, Phoenix.
Hits. Question: is there a size limit on deflect missiles?
Uh,
How big's this rock?
I mean, it is a large rock. It takes 2 squares. I don't think that's going to.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't
This
think
thing
she's
is
that
pushed.
beefy of a girl.
Smacks into you. Let me double check what my rock does. Okay.
I'll look it up later.
You're gonna take 12 points of damage
Okay.
as the rock gets you sort of on the side.
Has to be small enough for me to hold it and throw it back.
And then this one, its rock is too far. I think it's gonna start going down.
That's a sentence.
10.
Your rock is too
20.
far.
Your rock is too far.
I also have to double check one thing too.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. How lovely.
Let's see here. 10-foot radius from it. It has a thing called thunderous steps. Oh, you're just out of range. Okay. Arrow, you're up.
Watching Phoenix get smacked by a boulder, followed by aggressive Cyclops, he calls out to her and is immediately going to run 30 feet directed. Damn it, we talked about this.
She gives you that face of like, we're in a battle, Arrow.
That's
That's
not
the point!
Not the
That is
time for
the
your
point.
lover's quartz,
I
guys.
love this. I love it.
Okay, and then once I'm there, I don't want
Not a
to.
princess. I don't sit on the
dash.
sidelines. I beat the shit out of things and run really fast. That's what I'm built for.
It is literally twice your size.
I think Arrow wins this one.
And there's 3 of them.
Does he
Fire
though?
giants
Does
before.
he?
Does he?
Phoenix is doing. Phoenix
Phoenix is
what
doing
she's
Phoenix
built for.
things.
All right, we're moving on. Arrow, what
I'm
you
gonna
got?
have chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb.
At the one closest to Phoenix. We'll see if it lands, and then I'll decide on damage type. Natural 20. I wish I was
Natural
joking.
20. There it is.
It's the adrenaline. Alright, I'm gonna do...
It's the arguing.
Yeah, it's the arguing, it's the scared Phoenix is about to get pulverized. They probably don't have anything against fire, right? I'll do fire damage.
Okay. Arrow, you start to run. You're yelling at Phoenix. She's like, she's hurt, bleeding a little bit from the rock. I think with this creature's singular eye fixated on Phoenix, you're able to do like an underhanded, like almost like if you were a professional bowler, just release this ball that skids across the ground. It doesn't look like it's going to hit until finally it skips a rock, gets some airborne and twirls and smacks this creature into the jaw. How much damage do you do?
It's double dice, right?
Yes.
Alright, math. 16 plus 6.
That would be 22.
22.
There you go.
22.
And then I will call in common. There's more party over here!
It just looks to you and both jaws just drop.
Not a better.
Morse.
Is my movement speed impeded in any way because I'm carrying weight?
No, but interesting fact about it is that you currently, with Mitsumina on your back, have a permanent feather fall casted on you. As anytime you were to jump off a cliff, little wings would come out.
Cool.
Mine
Is there a cliff I can jump off of anywhere?
There are rocks. Yeah.
All right.
I
Run
I
up, jump
misty
off that
step
rock,
up,
and
then
Thor
I
hammer
flip
it.
down.
Pretty much.
You know what? You know what?
I give you an idea.
You got an idea?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. I mean, I can't do that because that's activating an what do you call it? Activating channel divinity is a
Oh, it's an
what do you
action.
call it?
Oh wait, well, it
It's an
depends.
action.
Yeah, I think it's well, it depends on the paladin. I think there are different channel divinities. It might say it on the description.
Oh wait, no, actually no, never mind. This is a it's part of my oath. Never mind. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do because I can't really go too far anyway. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go from where I was, and I'm gonna go ahead and misty step like 20 feet in the air, like straight up, like that. Like on the map, right? You see that? And then I'm gonna use the that spell along with the power of gravity to propel me down the remaining, 10 feet, so I can do my full movement.
What was
That's-
the point?
It's flare at this point.
It's flare at this point. That's what that is.
She told him I could help you off a cliff, and he said, "Where's there a cliff?"
So I bet.
I'll make my own cliff. Moore starts to get a full run. Look up at an angle. You warp out of the way, warp into the sky. Immediately, these two giant moth wings just catch you, and you just slowly start to fall, seeing sort of the battlefield at a higher elevation. This Cyclops at the very northern side sees you, just with the one eye, and you just start to float your way down safely until you land, and then make the rest of your movement.
Although I think the map, the thing might have moved me like way too far. Because I think from where I was, like, I think I was over here. 30 feet probably would be like somewhere in this general vicinity.
Then you
here.
actually have an extra 20 feet, right? So it'd be like here, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. The whole point is I wanted to get close to Diva because she
Misty
seems
steps 30.
lonely.
And then you'd be here with 30.
I didn't ask for you.
Yeah, Misty
So I
said
didn't ask
face
for this either.
everything.
Yeah, here I am. Deal with it.
I just have to see the feather falling man just in front of me, just like
You just see the armored man with multiple wings.
What? You can have your flare, but I can't?
He's like a little fairy. Little moth wings.
That's a giant ass.
Shut up, Eric. I can hear you over here.
He reminds me of Arthur from The Tick.
Boon!
It's a good reference that no one's gonna get. Definitely shows our age. We will begin the next session back at the top of the round as Phoenix. You're gonna kick us off as the rest of these hungry Cyclops look at you hungrily. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Bye.
Cyclops is
Something.